I haven't laughed this hard to a scene in anime, I think, ever. To me, episode 3 of Mashle just cemented itself as probably the funniest anime for me. And that goes a long way because there is some hilarious shows out there, but this one has officially cracked me. The short scene between wannabe Malfoy getting his face impaled into the ground after this bullying sequence to Finn, but the icing on the cake and the cherry on top was when the vice principal comes in. Not only does Mash knee him in the face, breaking his face, the fact that when that wasn't enough because the man was beyond reason, he buries him alive and threatens him to his core that you can expel him, you can throw him in jail, you can cut him into pieces, and ain't nothing gonna stop him from burying you. That was ice cold as Dumbledore casually burns up the letter to get him terminated and says, bro, I'm interested in seeing where you're gonna go. The Harry Potter parody is real, but the main star attraction of Mashle is actually how good of a character Mash is, and the situation he gets thrown into. It is an absolute riot, and I am loving my time with this one. Full live reaction is available on my Patreon if you're interested in seeing my full uncut thoughts and me busting out laughing. I almost rolled on the floor, like legitimately, I almost got out of my chair and was done. It was such a funny moment. And I love that this show, despite having so many nods to like the Harry Potter series, which honestly, JK wishes she could write something this good. But I love the fact that from the Quidditch to the broom scene where they're trying to pick up their brooms to even like the first moment when Mash in episode 1 walks to the school, they literally frame it identical to how the first movie framed it. It's just, I love the fact that this show is so unapologetically parody, but the star attraction is its own writing. Like, there's obviously these moments and these like, hey, we're trying to do a wink and a nudge and we're memeing obviously the Harry Potter series. I had some people say that, nah, it's not actually that like Harry Potter, no, it's more like Black Clover, and I'm like, what are you guys smoking? Like, literally episode 3, if this doesn't sell people, like, they literally parodied Quidditch. Like, you can't get more on the nose than that. Like, you can tell what the author of this manga series and what this team in terms of the anime production are memeing. It is 100% memeing Harry Potter. But the star attraction is the fact that it's actually writing its own story beats rather than just saying, hey, we're going to make a beat by beat parody of the books or the movies. No. Like, when you actually break down this episode, we get to learn more about Mash as a person and who this character Finn, his roommate, is truly going to be. Finn is someone who clearly was getting bullied and tormented. He was the one responsible for tearing up Mash's notebooks, and honestly, by the end, you feel bad that he was forced into a situation, especially after Mash is calling him a good friend, and he tried to stand up, and we saw that he almost got killed for it. And the fact that Mash, he's one of the kindest characters I think I've ever seen in anime, which you may want to laugh at because he's also one of the most violent, but the fact that he doesn't just start with violence, right? He literally is someone who's like, hey, I'll go with the flow, I'll do whatever. When people put him down, he feels bad because he wants to fit in, he wants to be a nice guy. But when characters are hurting his friends, you know, like you can make him clean up puddles or do this, that, and the third, he doesn't really mind because the only thing he really thinks about are his cream puffs, and also if he remembers that he's supposed to be the number 1 student at this school. Number 2, he doesn't always remember, but number 1's always on his mind. But the core thing about Mash is that he cares about his friends and family clearly. At first, it was his family, given that his dad here was pretty much the reason why he's doing everything. But as we can see, whether it was in last episode where he helped the girl or in this episode with how he helps Finn, he's someone who cares about family and friends first and foremost, and that's the only thing that can tie his love to cream puffs. And the fact that as soon as this bastard was clearly hurting his friend, I made the joke, I was like, oh man, he's gonna get his face like just impaled into the wall. Nope, even worse. Pushed into the ground. The fact that they had the most shocked reactions, whether it's the goons in the background, Finn in the foreground being like, bro, you can't do that, you're about to get expelled. Yeah, does that matter? Gears start turning, he starts thinking, oh wait, I'm not supposed to get expelled. Even though I don't care about the school, I'm supposed to do it for my pops. It's just like, the simple-minded nature of this boy is absolutely a riot, and that would have been a good enough moment. I figured old Dumbledore, headmaster, would basically say, yeah, it kind of sucks, but hey, he's a good person helping those in need, and all's well that ends well. Vice principal comes in, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at all. The first violent moment I predicted, a bit different, but I predicted, I was like, that's Mash, he would do it. But there's no way he would impale a teacher. Oh, he impaled a teacher, and when that wasn't done, He's like, oh, you came back from war? Buries a hole in the rock cement floor and puts him in? Like, what? How do you come up with that? That is so overblown. And how do you get out of a situation like that? How do you not get expelled from that? Let alone, how do you not make this man seek revenge? Bro, you can threaten me with expulsion. You can throw me in jail. I will bury you no matter where you put me. Like, holy, how do you make Mash, the adorable cream puff cinnamon roll that he is, that much of a violent menace? But bless him, they did it. And I love how when he gets summoned to the headmaster, he thinks he got summoned because he made cream puffs in the kitchen without asking. The fact that he deadass said that and that wasn't a joke. He is the funniest character without trying to tell a joke, and I love it. Whether it's the broom moment where, how is he gonna fly a broom? Hits the ground and it comes up and then he says fly. I'm like, that's glorious. How the hell did he beat someone in a flying broom race? He threw that bitch real hard and he ran and jumped on it, and I'm like, how does this man function in a magic academy? Sometimes they think he's actually magical, other times they say, why are you here? That's clearly not magic. And my god, that was hilarious. If they don't kick him off of what is essentially the Quidditch team, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, yeah, maybe he can throw it up there and jump, but like, is that really gonna work all the often? Like, he's literally saying, I can't fly a broom, and now he's getting pelted with rocks and food, and I'm just like, this show is fantastic. Like, it's perfectly fine if people don't find this episode as funny as me. We all have a different sense of humor, but I literally mean this. This is not clickbait. This is now my new funniest anime. I really believe that. Unless the remaining episodes don't have good jokes going forward, I mean, then yeah, maybe there's other shows overall I'll rank funnier than Mashle. But in terms of a specific anime episode that I can pick from, I have never laughed as hard as I did from the violence towards this Malfoy-looking student to the vice principal. I was busting out laughing. And I came as close as the rolling laughing emoji than I ever had before. It was hilarious. I internally laugh a lot. I might crack a smile like, yeah, that's pretty funny. But that almost got tears of joy, man. That was hilarious. And I love the fact that rather than just being a parody of some big pop culture series or just, you know, it has a couple of cute little moments. No, it is hilarious. It's telling a fun story. And the fact that they're keeping moments like Finn actually feeling like a person and this nice bond between friends. They have heart and soul around the ridiculous, and that's what makes it such a 10 out of 10 series, at least for me. I don't know how long it will take before I laugh as hard as I just did from Mashle episode 3, but if there's any show that I'm convinced that could maybe make me laugh as hard as I just did, if not harder, I think Mashle over these 3 episodes has proved that this boy, blank face, doesn't understand what's going on half the time attitude. He can do it, and I'm excited for more. Thoughts and feelings yourself down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here, ring that bell, of course, so you can get notified when I upload, and like I mentioned, full live reaction is available on my Patreon. While you're there, you can also get a video shout out. So today, we have Fate, Alice Sosoviev, and Isaac Farnsworth. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.